Stringer Bell is the best player in college football, and after transferring to LSU, he may have already locked down the Heisman Trophy after his first 4 games. He caught 5 picks and forced 2 fumbles in the season opener against TCU, and had a record-shattering 7 interception performance against Kent State. Stringer has the Tigers looking like the favorite to win the SEC West, as the division will likely come down to a late-season matchup against Alabama and his former teammate Avon Barksdale. Avon's actually been converted to a wide receiver for the Crimson Tide and has been balling out in his own right, eclipsing 100 receiving yards in his first game. We'll see if Stringer can keep LSU on track to win the conference and continue his Heisman campaign as his team enters the heart of SEC play. Oh my god, boys, we are taking on number 2 Georgia today, and somehow Stetson Bennett has gained another year of eligibility and come back to play. I guess these guys got fed up with Carson Beck, and dude has a literal year in the pocket. He will chuck it up and complete it to Dylan Bell. Come on now, fellas. Stringer is coming off the greatest 4-game run the world has ever seen, but he's got to box up today. But thankfully, we do get a stop on 3rd down. And after being pathetic last week, offense comes up with a touchdown. Brings a tear to my eye. Stringer's been laying pipe so far, but we need a pick, and he can't hold on to his first one. I believe that is our boy's first drop on the season, which is pretty wild considering how many he's caught. And this will be a big time 3rd and 7. Georgia just going with a screen. You absolute buffoon. Stringer will take that and take it to the crib with ease. Never run a halfback screen against this man. I knew we would get another crack at a pick there. I gotta say, man, after looking at the Marshall unis for a couple years, the LSU ones are looking pretty crispy. And oh my god, man, Stringer tried to get that pick. Would have been absolutely insane, but instead he misses. You love to see that aggressiveness though. We're going for the big numbers as always. Just because we're playing Georgia and their 27-year-old quarterback does not change anything, and Stringer gets his first forced fumble of the day. Our goal of 10 is looking pretty good. I should clarify, I mean 10 forced fumbles on the season, but if we got 10 today, I would not be upset. Last time I said a crazy number, I said we get 7 interceptions, and we went ahead and got 8, so you just never know. We do have to make sure these Georgia boys don't get anything before halftime, as they just hand it off, sit down. 8 tackles already for Stringer, as he hasn't gotten a ton of chances at picks. This is only a matter of time. Dude dumps it off there. I thought we had that. Just a split second late on another touchdown, and we go ahead and miss another one. Come on, man. Thankfully, this one is coming back. If we want those truly crazy numbers we've been getting, we gotta have those. But Stringer does continue to rack up the tackles, and Georgia's offense has mostly been hapless. Our own offense has done nothing since that first drive, but they haven't needed to. We head into the 4th quarter looking real good, but Georgia could change that fast. Bulldogs have finally started to show some urgency on offense, and that would have been a chance for us to end the game there. I gotta say, man, Avon Barksdale probably comes down with that, and Georgia scorches our cover 2. Stringer has to make the tackle around the 2. I had a feeling these boys were gonna make it close, and they just hand it off here. Stringer not able to get to the edge in time. This is a big 2-point conversion for Georgia. They're just going slants over the middle. Stringer trying to cover everything, and dude goes down in the backfield. But offense sputtering gives the ball back with a full 2 minutes on the clock, and Georgia's offense has finally woken up. Stringer's been quiet. He's gotta do something. He just hasn't had his timing down today. Here we go, a 3rd and 17 for the Bulldogs. They're just going with slants. Very interesting call, but Stringer messes up the coverage running into his own guy, and that's a huge play. Really the first mistake Stringer's made all season, and it could cost his team the game, as Bennett just taken off here, getting to the sidelines and stiff-arming Stringer down. This is suddenly looking really dire. It's a good thing we stopped that 2-point conversion, and Stringer flies into the backfield for the hit. Take under a minute, offense definitely not going to be able to respond, so it is all on this defense here. Georgia gonna have a 3rd and 6. They just throw it over the middle, and we tackle them short, 4th down. So here we go. This is the play. Georgia's dude has all day in the pocket, but throws it over the middle, and we swat it away. Defense clutches up, and we get out of there with a very tight win. That should definitely get us some respect in the polls. But bro, this is unbelievable. After beating the number 2 team on the road, we only move up to 21. At least Stringer's still atop the Heisman watch. That is absolutely ridiculous. I do want to check in on Avon's stats real quick, because he's been tearing it up. 250 yards, 23 average on the season. I'm hoping we could completely blow the doors off of Mississippi State today. Stringer's starting this off with a sack, as Mississippi State is deep in our territory, but we stand them up on the goal line. Our offense might just have to do slightly more for us today after a terrible performance last week. Stringer and the boys have really been winning in spite of them, as this game is looking like a slugfest so far, and Stringer drops an easy pick. Not what we've come to expect from Stringer, but thankfully offense gets a touchdown, and his teammate will get a pick six here. How about that? We'll take it, man. The more we get up, the more these boys are going to toss it up. Stringer's really only gotten the one chance so far today. Gotta find a way to make some opportunities for himself, and Mississippi State strikes back. And I guess offense decided to wake up today in the absence of Stringer's turnovers. Number 7 has just looked a little bit off today, but given an easy opportunity for the tackle in the backfield, he does come down with that. Now he's a little bit amped up. Offense has continued to add on a shocking number of points here. Stringer's just quietly racking up tackles. As nice as it is to have an easy win, this game has been completely terrible for our statistical goals this season. We gotta make something happen before this ends. Stringer trying to force a fumble or something, as Mississippi State has just refused to throw his way today apart from that one play. He at least has 2 sacks on the day. By any normal standards, really great numbers, but by Stringer standards, this game was a total failure. We're gonna need a crazy game next week. Thankfully, the polls give us at least a little bit of respect after that. Next up, we are back at home taking on Florida, and Stringer starting it out with a tackle for loss. I do realize that my rosters are just a tad out of date on this file, so that's my bad. Hopefully it doesn't ruin your immersion, but as it is, we are gonna have to take down Anthony Richardson, and Stringer takes down that wide receiver, playing angry after that frustrating last game. Florida is another team that may be kind of tough to get picks against, as thankfully defense comes up with a stop on that opening drive, and Stringer continues to serve as the permanent quarterback spy for all time. I'm just dying to catch a pick right now, but Florida is keeping it on the ground. Thankfully, offense able to give us a big 7, and Florida going first. There's our pick, man. Stringer looking super athletic on that play, and that'll break the drought. I feel like the floodgates are going to open here. Defense has looked very sturdy so far. Stringer shutting down that quarterback scramble again. I'm very much hoping we can keep this game a nice easy shutout, but Stringer tries to jump the route and misses. Florida will have a 1st and goal. Not ideal, as Stringer makes a very rare mistake in coverage. We got a 3rd and goal, so I'm hoping for a big goal line stop, but Richardson is going to take off up the middle for an easy touchdown. Alright, man, plain and simply, Stringer has got to make another play here. Offense is able to answer back with a field goal, but that is not enough. I'm going to need another Stringer ball turnover, and they're going with the screen. Sit down. Only incompletion on the day has been Stringer's pick, and Florida just go and draw here. Dude muscles forward for the 1st. Gators might just have a game-winning drive cooking here, but dude just chucks it up to Colby Richardson. Should have been a pick, but here we go. Absolutely huge 4th and 5, and Florida just going with a screen. I don't know what they're doing. Offense is able to put the game away. We get another big conference dub. Not Stringer's best day, but we'll take it. Stringer's pace of picks has definitely slowed down, but he's still got 18 through 7 games, and we are now up to number 5 in the polls. We're eyeing that big game against Avon and Alabama, while our run of ranked games continues on the road against Ole Miss. Stringer is so due for a big game, and his cornerback almost made an insane play on that ball. Ole Miss's offense has looked just a little bit scary to start this game, but Stringer getting the play in the backfield there. 3 tackles already on the drive for Stringer, make it a 4th, another one in the backfield. These SEC teams have been scheming around Stringer, but he's still found ways to make an impact, and we get the stop after a long first drive. This game looks like it's going to be a certified defensive struggle. The turnovers are definitely deciding this thing. Ole Miss has been very careful to avoid him so far. Some might say too careful. And on 3rd down, Ole Miss is just going to chuck it up. Our dudes in the backfield continue to make great plays on the ball. Our offense has been sadly non-existent today, and now Ole Miss is really going for it. Stringer almost gets the pick on the carom. And there we go. Offense finally able to muster a measly 3 points. And here's our chance. Ole Miss is going to go with the halfback screen. Dude throws it right to Stringer. It has been a while since we got one of those. Stringer is hyped up after his 19th pick on the season, and that totally changes the outlook of this game. Ole Miss gonna have to play way more aggressive here, and they run that halfback angle. You know we love the halfback angle here. Stringer has finally broken the seal, and he will take this to the crib for a 3-score lead. Read that absolutely beautifully, as he has single-handedly put his team in control of this one. After Ole Miss came out hot on offense, Stringer and the boys have pretty much totally boxed him up, and for some reason they're still running the ball here. They just do not have time to be doing all this. I'm very much still hoping to get a 3rd pick on the day, as Dart takes off there. We'll take a free little sack. Last chance for Ole Miss here on 4th and 3, and they go with the lamest play call imaginable. One more pick is all I want. One more pick and I'll be happy. Oh, and here we go. One thing about Ole Miss, they absolutely adore their screens. That is a nice way to close this thing out. You know I never pass up the opportunity for a free pick. Stringer carried his team to a dub there. Be sure to like, comment on the video, drop a sub. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.